Castello collection.
Dear creative enthusiasts and those curious about life, it's very nice to get together to share the secrets of an old craft store that has been popular all over the world for over 70 years. Today we will go back in time to the years when rock and roll was born and television broadcasted the first black and white programs. It was between the end of the 1940s and the beginning of the 1950s that Castello's founder, Carlo Scotti, opened the doors to the American market, which was completely different from the European market. In those years, he designed the Model 55, today the most popular pipe in the world, imitated over time by many other pipe manufacturers. It was Carlo Scotti, the first creator of the pot model with a low and rounded shape, full-bodied and capacious. The first models of the line came to light with a cylindrical shape and then modified, acquiring a semi-curved shape, with a pronounced chin and the pot slightly backward, to create a perfect balance in the mouth. Why Model 55? Carlo Scotti has always used numbers to represent his models, in order to enclose them in specific characteristics. But in reality, each one is different from the other and varies over time. After all, the craftsman's hands that work a piece of wood can't make a model that is identical to another, can they? Absolutely impossible. And it's precisely this that enhanced the Castello mentality, which has never succumbed to an industrial process where each piece is so identical to the other, but has carried forward the tradition, culture, and skillful manual ability typical of true craftsmanship. Now imagine holding a Castello Model 55 pipe in your hands. That object that you have in your hand is really unique, inimitable. It has been worked in a specific moment of life, of history. This artifact is the feeling, the emotion, the heart of the craftsman who created. It is the result of his thought, his passion, his time and his patience in making that very pipe, the one that is now in your hands. Of course, it is the Model 55, the one that in history has become the official name of the pot pipes, that is to say, that kind of large, full-bodied, low and rounded model. If you are a collector, you will have entered a dealer's store and said, "I am looking for a 55. Yes, because it is that number, just that number decided by Carlo Scotti in the early 50s, which represents that model also for other brands that have imitated the line. But the real 55 is really you. The Castello pipe, which was born to satisfy the American market, always in search of large specimens suitable for their culture, their way of evaluating the preciousness of the object. The first 55 is kept by Castello. It was the most beautiful one to be selected to remain forever with its creator. The second one was in the hands of the 7th President of the Italian Republic, Sandro Pertini, while the 31 had the honor of being smoked by Enzo Berzot, the coach who led the Italian national soccer team during the 1982 World Championship. The Model 55 then became a cult in the world of collectors around the world, changing the international standards, even in Milan, where that model could be too big. In Naples, where the custom was to have a long pipe, and in Turin, where the demand was for even bigger pipes. Because every country has its own culture, its own habits and different needs. In Belgium, they have always loved red pipes. In America, they are accustomed to big things, and in the northern countries the filter pipe is used a lot. And here we open a small parenthesis on the intuitive skills of Carlo Scotti, who in 1965 filed a patent for the filter pipe to meet the needs of cigarette smokers who for the first time were approaching a completely different way of smoking and were not able to do so. But Scott in his heart did not agree with the use of the filter that ruined the taste and flavor of tobacco. For this reason, he did not continue with his idea, which was then taken up by a German who used it to satisfy the Northern European market. Actually, in the last few years, things have changed a bit, and the Northern European fans are aligning themselves to the original smoke. This is why Castello has been participating in the Dortmund Fair in Germany for 3 years. But let's go back to Castello's heritage, with the Model 55 so popular and at the same time so unique. Some models, some exemplars are now unobtainable and continue to exist who knows where under the custody of those who have the pleasure of owning them. Yes, because these pipe are like human beings. They are part of a group that resembles each other, but each one has its own shape. Its color changed over time, its smell, a particular history, a soul represented by those who created it and those who owned it. Each one has its own life. And who knows if the current helmsman of this great brand, Franco Coppo, might in these days unearth in an old hidden drawer of his artisan store some long forgotten, abandoned and never completed artifacts. Who knows if he will find some original antique heads from 1948, with which he will create a collection of 18 unique pieces that will soon be released on the market as an indivisible and precious collection. Who knows? Maybe that's exactly what's going to happen. Maybe this collection is ready to find its destiny. Dear creative enthusiasts and curious about life, the second journey through history has come to an end. Follow us again to discover the Castello collections.